This is my black tower here. The reason I did this is to correct some of the flaws of the tower garden system. And I'm not being demeaning to them. I like their product. It's just that there's a few things that can be improved upon. And I'll show you. You can see a lot of algae right there in the seam. And there's algae in the cups sometimes and hurt your plants and it's hard to clean off. So all around, don't want to deal with it. I wanted to figure out a way to prevent algae in the first place. So I made the black tower. The reason it's black is because the tower garden material lets in some light. That's why when you take apart your tower, a lot of times you'll find algae on the inside. Even this one's been sitting there for like, I don't know how long this has been sitting. I just put this on this basin just 10 minutes ago, and this bottom cover for the basin still has some green spots on it. The algae's still active there, and that's been there probably like, I want to say a year. And how did this algae get there? Because there's no direct light. Well, light is getting through the tower garden material. I just found that out, and that's why I chose this black PETG, it's called. It's a certain kind of plastic, and ChatGPT told me light will not get through this, or at least almost all light will be blocked. I've had this up for about a month, been testing it, and I'll just show you. I don't see any algae. This is where you would normally find algae here, because there's sitting water right here on this plug, and light would go through, hit the sitting water, and develop some algae like it did on this tower. This is a prototype. I'm not selling this one. I didn't really like this one, to be honest. I tried a different thing. See all the algae on the inside? Because the white PETG doesn't work very well. As ChatGPT said, it said the white PETG is going to be about a D tier on an S through F tier list. The black is an S tier. That's when I decided I need to make all these parts in black to cut out the algae. I can't do white. Orange is also going to be bad. Any dark color is going to be good, is what ChatGPT said. Bright and light is not good. White is the worst, black is the best. And Tower Garden is C tier. Just one tier above the white, which I showed you already has algae in it. It's only been about 3 weeks with nutrients in that tower, already has algae. And so I just want to show how the black tower works, how to put it together. Not only is the material black, which blocks out virtually all light, I also created a hard skirt above, and there's a hard skirt below that you can't see, but I'll show you in a second. This hard skirt blocks the seam between cylinders. As you can see in this seam here, there's tons of algae. Why? Because there's light and there's nutrients and water getting in this crack here, and that happens between cylinder and cylinder. There's a crack there, and if water and nutrients get there, you're going to have algae. If you have tower gardens, you know what I'm talking about. It's pretty much impossible to avoid. But if you have a hard skirt like this blocking that seam, then you won't have algae. You will have nutrients and water getting in that seam, but light isn't hitting it, and it needs light to get algae. So this will block algae. It has an interior skirt as well, like here on the bottom. And this will block out nutrients and water on the interior skirt. It won't block out light, but all you need to do is block out one or the other. So let me just show you how to put this on. So basically, you would just slide it in. The skirt is just a tiny bit smaller than the tower garden diameter. That's going to go on pretty easy, slightly snug. I don't want it to be super loose, slightly snug. And that's going to block out. The light's going to hit it, but the nutrients and water is not going to hit it. And even if you did, you said, I know it's hitting right here, maybe in the corners here, you could just buy one of my plugs and just put it there. Then you're blocking the whole thing. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's going to block virtually all light. Then what you would do, it comes in two pieces, not like the tower garden is all one piece like this, but it's going to come in two pieces. You can see it has the metal rod holes there. Got one hand here. So that just slides in real easy. It's flush. This part is flush with the one that's sitting on top of it, and the one that's below it is flush. Then there's also, hope you can see it, there's kind of a rim at the end of the bottom there. That's where the drop-in sits. It sits flush with that. It sits flush with both. It sits right on top. So there'll be no leaks. The Tower Garden's interior water tube does not sit flush. I don't know if I can show it, but this part here is where the tube here will go in. It goes in only slightly. I don't know how far it goes in, but it doesn't go in all the way to the end there. And it doesn't need to go all the way into the end there. It doesn't leak, and that's all that matters. Theirs is fine. I'm not criticizing that part. Theirs is fine. It doesn't leak, and that's all you care about. Mine doesn't leak either, but mine is more flush. I just liked it flush. I thought it just seemed better, so that's what I did. So you get one cylinder on. You can either put the black cylinder on right above this, and let me take these caps out first. It'll be easier. All you do, it doesn't have to be any specific way. It does have to be these flaps. You don't want those covering the hole. So just make sure it's not covering the hole. And even if they were, you could twist it. When they got in there, you could twist it. See, I can twist it, but I'm twisting it too far now for the bottom. Now it's too far back, that's perfect. And here, fine, it's not covering the hole up. All the way down, just push it a little, and it's flush. And then that's it, that's all you do. And if you wanted to, you could interchange Tower Gardens. That's got too much junk on the bottom. You could interchange Tower Gardens just by going like, okay, I want to do Tower Gardens now. I don't want to do all the black tower. I want to do some of each. I don't know why you'd want to do that, but maybe you do. It will fit in there. It's snug, but it fits. I want it to be somewhat snug, but somewhat easy to get out. So that's like perfect. That's all you would do is just put it in like that. It sits in here. That hard skirt blocks that seam. And then on here, you could put one on Tower Gardens, or you could put another black one. Put another black one. I'm going all black. I'm not doing... Eventually, I'll get there. I have to print out a bunch. But in 3D printing, you can see the skirt's going right there. You don't want it covering the hole right there. Let me see if I can do this better this time. Once you find it, it's easy. That's flush. So that's 5 right there. So what you do for the top, you just put the same thing. You just slide it in. Interior skirt sets right in. It's a small drop in. Find my butterfly screws. My butterfly screws are somewhere else, but that's basically it. And then you would screw it in. Then you would put the top on. The top just slides all the way down. This part rests on the bottom of the drop-in here. It doesn't fit in super tight. I wanted it to be snug but not hard to get off, and I left a little bit of a lip so you could grab it if you want to get it out. Easy. And out, and that's it. It's you don't have to worry about which hole do I put the metal rod in to start, because on the Tower Garden you need to start on the narrow holes, these two, or any of the narrow holes, the interior one on the narrow holes. If you start here, when you get to the top distribution cylinder will not fit, because the little indent will go like right here, and then you won't be able to fit it on. So you have to redo the whole tower. With mine, there's only one choice. Put it in the 2 holes that are on the middle. These 2 holes in the middle. The other holes are just distribution holes. And that's about it. It's let it go, and this is what the final product looks like. I have these basils in there to test, and I was just checking. This has been here for like, I think 2 or 3 weeks. I was just noticing that those roots are pretty long. These were the same size when I put them in. And then this one on the white and orange tower, the roots are definitely smaller. The plant is taller, but the roots are smaller, which I think is more important. And so I think this basil is going to grow healthier. I'm going to put in more plants in a few days or a week here to test these. I already know I'm not going with the white and orange. It's already ruled off my list. You can see this says algae. This is a different model that I was experimenting with, and And water kind of leaks through here sometimes, and as soon as water leaks, you're going to get algae. So I'm not going to go with that model. I'm going with this model. I've had no leaks. It's doing great. Plant's doing fine. I love it. I don't know if any change I would make to it, honestly, because I'm making these for me first. What would I like as a user? Because I like gardening, but the algae was definitely dampening my enthusiasm. So I wanted to find a solution. I made first this plug, and then I realized after going back and forth with ChatGPT told me the tower garden material is letting in light. So your plug is going to block some light, but ultimately you're putting a Band-Aid on the Grand Canyon, and light is still getting through. Even if light is blocked here and here, light is still coming through these areas, and that's going to cause problems. So it's really not doing the whole job. It's helping a little bit, and I'm still going to put the black plugs in my tower garden if I have any up, and definitely in the bottom parts here, because I need them for this part. But to really solve the algae problem, it's going to have to be the whole tower. And I've had this going for a month. I'll document this for the next 6 months or so. Look, there's no algae or anything, just dirt. That's not algae, that's like, I don't know what that is. Sometimes I found in the black material, the nutrients rub off on it and it has a little white substance sometimes, but I don't think that's bad for your tower or parts or anything. It's just the nutrients right here. See all that algae on the white? That is crazy. It's only for like a month. So I'm definitely not using the white. And if you want to see algae on the tower garden, I mean, I showed you in the beginning. Like here, and then I'll show you here. On this one, you got algae all along the top here, in this crack a little bit. See all the algae on the edge there? Yeah, I've seen a lot worse than that. Algae gets on the inside of the tower. Algae killed a center floor plant I had right here a year ago. It didn't grow at all. I opened the tower, algae on the inside of the tower, algae all over the roots. That was a tower I didn't clean. After one cycle, I just said, the algae's not that bad. I think I can go one more cycle without cleaning the tower. But I was wrong. The algae was bad enough that it killed the plant. When the year before I had tomatoes, this one has a lot of tomatoes too. This isn't as good as 2 years ago, but it has a lot of tomatoes. And we've been enjoying that. But a year ago, the same plant, center-floor tomato, it grew about 10 inches, then it just stopped growing for about 2 months. And I opened it up, algae all over the inside, all over the roots. So I'm hoping that, and I'm pretty confident that the black tower is going to solve that problem. No more algae in the tower or on the roots, or at least a lot less algae. That's what I expect, and I'll document it over the next few months. Like and subscribe if you want to see those videos. Ask any questions if you have them. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next video.